97X, hello.
Hi, Bill Sage, please.
This is.
Hey, Bill, this is Snake from Skid Row.
What is going on, Snake? How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. How are you?
I'm
Thank you
good.
for taking the time to talk with me.
Oh, no, thank you, man. I appreciate it. We're just going to jump right into it, if that's okay.
Perfect.
Skid Row and Slaughter appearing tonight at the Rhythm City Casino. Do not miss this show. It's going to be phenomenal. On the phone with me right now, Dave the Snake Sabo. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me on. I'm looking forward to the show tonight.
It's going to be great. Now, let me paint you a picture. February 10th, 1992. I had a mullet, and I was skinny as hell. It was my very first show at the Palmer Auditorium, Skid Row, and Soundgarden. It was amazing.
Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy that you remember that. Those are some great memories from those days for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it was such a pleasure to be touring with, we were out with Pantera for a while, and Pantera went to Japan, and so we brought Soundgarden out with us, and it was really something. It's like, you don't see shows like that too much these days, where you have two bands that are, while there's some similarities, there's a lot of differences too, but yet somehow it works.
Yeah.
And it plays into just putting on just an overall great show for the audience, and that was always and still is the most important thing to us. Is just that when an audience leaves the show, that they leave feeling like they really got more than their money's worth. Like they could have done anything that particular night, but they chose to come see us and whomever we're playing with, and that's humbling, and that's an honor, and we don't take that lightly. We make sure that what we're doing resonates with everybody in that audience, and we just want everybody to have the most amazing time and want to come back and see it again. And so we plan on doing the same thing this evening.
Yeah, and it definitely struck a chord with me. It was my first time smelling marijuana and the first time seeing a girl do blow off the back bleacher. So it was eye-opening for me.
Well, it was a well-rounded drug experience.
That's right. Do you remember your first show?
I do. It was December 16th, 1977, Madison Square Garden. It was Kiss.
Nice.
With a band by the name of Piper opening up. And
Okay.
I was 13 years old, and it changed my life forever. It
Yeah.
made me realize that I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I was going to do music for a living in one way or another. And sure enough, and I think that Kiss has had that effect, that profound effect on so many band members, different bands and different artists, and just people in general, where they've changed people's lives, and so I'm forever thankful to this day. Without being at that show, I don't know what would have happened, but because of that show, I knew that I wanted to be in a band in some capacity.
And that live experience is just a different thing. You can perfect the musical notes on an album, and you can go over it and over it and record it over and over. But getting out and seeing a band live, what do you think that energy is?
Well, I think that in every situation is unique unto itself. And so for me, growing up, it was all about the live show. It was all about that experience of going into an arena or a theater or a club and just enveloping yourself in the music of the band that you're watching. And my favorite bands growing up were just these amazing entertainers, still are to this day. And we certainly took that to heart when we were putting Skid Row together, and throughout the history of our band. It's always been about the live performance. It's always been about, playing above and beyond your capabilities and leaving everything out on the stage. And so when you walk off that stage, you feel good about what you just did. But more importantly, the audience feels, like time well spent. And like I said, it's I don't know if people take it for granted or not. We certainly don't. We know that people can do anything, man. And they, that particular night, like tonight, the people who are going to be here at the show, they chose to be here tonight. They could have done anything else in the world, but they chose to be here. That's an honor, man.
Yeah.
And so from the moment we hit the stage to the moment we're done, that takes precedence in our spirit.
Right.
And so we want to make sure that we're giving the audience everything and more. And I think that we succeeded at that.
Do you have any like pre-show rituals? Is there anything that you do before you hit the stage to get you really primed up and ready? Is there music or a workout routine, or what do you do?
No, there's always music, and the cool thing about our band is that we're brothers and we're family, and so somehow we haven't gotten sick and tired of each other. And
right.
So we hang out before a show, have a couple beers, have a couple shots.
Yeah.
And just get in the right frame of mind. It's, about just creating a great environment for the audience and just having fun and being able to escape for a few hours from the outside world, whatever's going on in the world. Which,
yeah.
It's all over all the news channels and everything like that, all the crazy stuff that's going on. We want to be the alternative to that.
Right. Talk to me about the band. Who's this ZT fella? Tell me about him.
Oh man, he's been amazing. He used to sing in a band called Dragonforce.
Right. So we know he's got chops.
Yeah, he certainly does. And he left that band a while ago, and then he had a band in the UK. And so when we were doing one of our tours in the UK, and his band opened up, and he became friendly with us and became really friendly with Rachel. And when the opportunity arose, we needed a singer, we called him up, and he flew over to the United States. And most people show up and they'll know like 4 or 5 songs, and they'll know them really well. And
yeah.
He knew like 20 songs. He pretty much knew more than we did, to be quite honest. And it was great to see someone have that sort of energy and that commitment
right.
and that passion. And he had reverence for our history and respect for it. And so it wasn't about him trying to make a name for himself singularly. It was like, how can he be a part of this thing and we grow this, together further?
Right.
And it's always been about the band with him. It's never been about his own singular, pursuits.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been about, like, how can we make this band better? What can I do to be a part of making this band better? And that's such a gift
yes.
for all of us. And so he's been so much better than I could have ever hoped for, to be quite honest.
Nice.
And like I said, he goes out there and sings the songs of our past with great respect, and he understands, that there's a history here, and he respects that history, and does an amazing job with that history.
Very cool. Well, you've got an amazing history behind you. What's coming up in the future for you guys? A new album I'm reading. What's going on with this?
I'm not quite sure how far along we are with it. That kind of changes from day to day. But we're pretty close. We're pretty happy with what we've created so far. But we're not all the way there yet.
But you're in the studio recording.
We're this is the craziest thing. We're recording and touring at the same time.
Okay.
So it's like we'll go out and do a bunch of tour dates, come back, go in the studio, work, go back out on the road. And it's a different way of doing things, but it's just kind of the way it worked out for this particular record for us.
Gotcha. Well, if you need an extra studio while you're in town, just give me a call, man. We got all sorts of microphones set up.
Well, I appreciate that very much. I wish I would have known that earlier. But no, we're going to be doing much of the same. We're going to continue touring throughout the year. We have we have to go over to Europe a few times, and we're going to be touring quite a bit in the States, and hopefully be able to release a record before the year is over.
I hope so, man. I hope it's a full length. You've done a couple EPs in the past. I'd love to see what ZT can put into it and get a full length release out there and get some more Skid Row in the world.
Well, that's what it's going to be. It's absolutely
Awesome.
going to be a full length.
Very cool. Well, tonight is a big night. Skid Row and Slaughter at the Rhythm City Casino in Davenport. Dave the Snake Sabo, thank you so much for taking the time out and talking with me, man.
Man, the pleasure's all mine, and thanks. We're so looking forward to this. And the guys in Slaughter, by the way, are friends of ours, and they're great guys.
Have you played with them before?
Show themselves. Oh yeah, we played with them hundreds of times.
Sure.
So, like I said, they're friends of ours, and just make sure you get here for them because they put on a great show.
Fantastic, Snake. I appreciate you, man.
Well, we appreciate it so very much, and hopefully we'll see you tonight.
That sounds good. We'll see you later.
All right, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.